intro and start the intro. Please subscribe, as you see on the screen. Please do, and please like. And we're in. Oh my gosh. So we got episodes 5 and 6 to talk about, as I was out of state at a baby shower as I'm having a baby in a month. So sorry if you're waiting last week, but here it is. And I'm kind of scared for how long it's going to go with how much stuff to talk about there is.
Man, I don't know if it's going to go that long.
You don't think so?
I was starting to... No, because a lot of the episode is just battles, you know.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
And there's not tons to talk about. The stuff that we actually need to talk about,
Yeah.
I think we can talk a lot about it, but just in general, it seems like there really wasn't tons happening.
Well,
Just a lot of action and stuff. But anyway,
I'm gonna have to lean on you for the last episode because.
Oh yeah. No, I like There's. Well, let's go into the ratings and stuff real quick before we
talk about it. Yeah,
start talking about it.
So we have two polar opposite episodes here. I'm not going to give the scores for this the episode just released, but the last episode was ranked the worst of the show so far, and then this last one was ranked the best. So kind of polar opposites, which I think I'd have to say I agree with those. With IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, let me see. Rotten Tomatoes, where is it? Okay, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 69. Oh, wait, hold on. What I have... Sorry. I was preparing for a Rings of Power and House of the Dragon episode, so hold on. I do not remember which one's which. Episode... Hold on. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. So... 68. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 69%. Yeah.
Okay.
And then IMDb gave it a 6.8. So they're both the exact same.
Yeah.
Which is
the
lowest for sure. I think all the other episodes are probably around 7.5s, 75s. Yeah, sorry about that whole... I was trying to figure out what I wrote. But,
you're good.
Yeah, lowest episode. And because I don't remember much... I freaking would probably have to agree, as nothing was that exciting, right?
No, see, I don't agree with that.
Oh, you don't agree? Okay.
No. So with my, I'm giving it a B plus on this one. That's what I'm giving it. A B plus is what I'm ranking the episode 5 partings. This is definitely my lowest episode for sure.
Okay.
But I'm not ranking it that low. That seems a little too low for me.
Okay.
Because to me, there's a lot of fun information in it, you know.
Yeah.
But
from my recollection, I think I have B minus.
Yeah,
to
I
C
can see
plus.
That. Yeah.
Where did I write that? Yeah, B minus is what I came to in my notes.
Yeah.
Right after the episode. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I guess, I don't want to go over non-spoilers because I don't have much to say.
Yeah, let's just get into it. So, I wrote down about 7 or so points of just what seemed very important to me in the episode. We can talk about it and just kind of move on to get to the next episode. But the first one that I loved was, so it started off with the Hardfoots traveling.
Yep.
And singing singing the song.
Yeah.
And I love this whole section because I kind of grew to like the Hardfoots a little more.
Yeah.
But I really loved, because I think we're pretty set on this is Gandalf, right?
But yeah, I mean,
we kind of set. That's what I keep calling it. Everything kind of lines up to Gandalf. So this just shows Gandalf liking and loving the Hardfoots, the hobbits more. You know, I see that relationship with them. You know, they're helping out Gandalf or whatever. Gandalf's helping them. It's a fun little a few little cutscenes of them just coming together and just okay. This is why Gandalf, I guess, loves flipping hobbits so much.
And I cannot remember the background song that they're singing. Was it good?
Yeah, no, I love it. I've listened to it at least 50 times throughout the week. It's fun. I just have it in the background. It's just a nice little light-footed. It's cool.
Yeah.
So moving into the next section. So this is the section that I have no idea what's going on.
Oh yeah, hit me.
It's the characters that go to the pit where he fell. Gandalf or the Star Falls.
Yeah, I forgot that part.
The bald-headed. Who are they?
I don't think we know, right?
Have no. Well, what is your thoughts though? Because I've looked at it a bunch of times. I've seen the way they dress, all the things that different emblems and stuff. Nothing seems familiar.
Yeah.
They seem very mysterious. They seem almost evil-like.
So, like, right coming off it. Yeah, my only thought was these are like people who are searching for wizards. I don't know.
But why though? See, I don't know.
For their power, I don't know. Are they like servants of Sauron, and they know that having a wizard on their side would really change the,
That's the only thing that I could think of.
Yeah.
Was they were servants of Sauron or the bad people, bad side, whatever, the darkness, because they almost looked evil for a minute. There's something not right about.
Well, he looks evil. He looks like Joffrey, dude.
Dark, super dark eyes, right?
Yeah.
And the cloaked, hooded form, so. But other than that, they showed it for seriously 30 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was nothing. Yeah.
Just a little tease, get us excited to see them again.
Yep.
But yeah, I did not actually give it any more thought other than what I just told you. That's
literally exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't give me anything to go off of.
Which that's probably what they want. So.
Yeah. No, it works. And then the final part of the wizard was we noticed he now has power, right?
Yeah.
So he's obviously a wizard. He has some sort of magical powers.
Like some physical. He was able to.
Yep.
Because before we saw him just affecting nature.
Yeah.
But
this proves that he has some sort of magical ability, correct?
Yeah. That he can actually help them.
Hardfoots. Yep.
Which that scene was cool. I remember something that so this isn't an opinion I'm gonna die on. Like I'm totally willing for you to tell me no, that's dumb. It slightly annoys me in Lord of the Rings. It's always annoyed me. Not having Gandalf use his powers for anything. That always bugged me.
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay, you too.
Yes.
Yeah. And I loved in The Hobbit, he uses a little more. Just a little bit, if I recall.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not much still. Like I just wish Gandalf through his ability was actually able to make changes in the fight. Other than this freaking light to the dragons, that's all he does. Other than that, like he just feels like the wizards just feel like wise men to me.
Yeah.
And I wish that they just did more with it.
That might be... Well, no, it's funny you said that because I had that same thought. And I kind of related it to... oh my gosh, the Amazon video game we played like crazy.
New World.
Yeah. I felt like New World. Like, so I'm usually the wizard,
Yeah.
I'm usually healing people and all that junk. And I don't know how cool... It would be so cool having Gandalf just sitting in the back protecting people, throwing out healing potions, buffing up people. Nothing like that happens.
No. He literally just he just fights with a sword,
Yeah.
And, well, because that's how it's always been, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. It's just something I wish.
Yeah.
I wish we actually had it.
A little more firepower.
Yeah, and I liked seeing him actually use it for something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
stop talking to moths and give me a fireball or something.
But that's the big thing as well in that scene.
Yeah.
It affected him.
See, didn't like, yep.
What was it? Was it like black on his arms? That's it?
Yeah, it looked like it was like a corruption or something. That was the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
It looked like it was something he's not supposed to do or it's going to take over.
Oh.
That's what it looked like to me just initially.
Some new wizard lore that
I don't know.
Us movie watchers don't know that the book
maybe it takes a huge toll on wizards to use their power, and maybe that's why they don't.
Yeah, something's up.
Because honestly, what does Gandalf do? I'm just thinking about the big old light blast for the Balrog. In Hobbit, he lights a little flame to light the pine cones, which
he breaks
magic. Pine cones.
Yeah, he breaks the rock with the trolls.
Yep.
That's pretty strong of him.
Yep.
He breaks the bridge in Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And I always thought, I wish that they part of me wants them to remake Lord of the Rings. Just because I think it'd be it'd just be more fun. It'd be fun. Like, I wouldn't let it affect my view on Lord of the Rings, I don't think. Yeah. So I just like it. But I think they could do so much cooler with the Saruman Gandalf fight.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I wish that there was more.
Two men in those jumper suits with cables.
Just
so true.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah, so we'll see. I wonder how much of that's going to play a role. The darkness, the whatever, the corruption.
Yep.
So what else happened?
So the main thing I know we're going to talk about a little bit, because I think you're on the same page as me, is Mythril.
Okay, yeah, that's the biggest thing of the episode for me.
This is the biggest thing, I think. I think half the episode was about this, but we found out that the elves are dying. Their light is diminishing, and they basically need Mythril, right, to stay alive.
Yeah.
And what's the lore behind it? Basically, there was good and evil trying to take out the tree, and there was a lightning strike that struck the tree, and the power went into the ground in the mountainside in like veins, and that's basically Mythril.
Yep. Well, I don't recall it being lightning.
Yeah, I thought so.
I thought it was through the clash of the good and evil, through the elf that was really good, and the terrible.
Yeah, it was the Balrog, right? It's a Balrog and an elf that was giving pure. All of its light back, and then the Balrog was trying to destroy it.
I thought it was through their clash that.
It might be.
Yeah, I think it was through the clash of the good and evil.
Okay.
That was and
basically
the
shot the light down. Yeah.
So that's sick. But yeah, the thing I like is it does give us some insight into Arwen in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Understand that whole thing, because I feel like that's always something that's confused me about Lord of the Rings. They just didn't explain it, the light or whatever.
Gotcha.
And I wrote down some lore about it, which is cool. If you want to read it right now. Okay. So, some of this light was even spread with the Edain. So talking about the light of the tree, the human race that fought beside them, and the Valar against Morgoth in the First Age. So this exchange was of much benefit to the Edain, as it granted them superior traits than other humans, but not a bone nor equal to the elves. So Númenóreans are descendants of the Edain, and also carry the same enhanced features that will eventually be transferred to the Dúnedain, the humans of Middle-earth who descended from the people of Númenor. So
Aragorn, basically.
This gives us the reason for Aragorn. And that's all. I thought that was really sick, really easy to understand.
Yeah.
Just went down from that.
Gotcha.
And then the next thing, I think this is a little different. So, in simple terms, because they spent too much time away from Valinor, so let's talk about the elves, because they spent so much time away from their home, the superior traits we saw are fueled by the magic of the Undying Lands, and as the Noldor spent a long time away, that's the race of elf, if I recall, their light is beginning to fade. This interpretation is made by Gil-galad when he sees the corruption that blights the Tree of Linden. Unaware that the darkness is again spreading throughout Middle-earth, the purpose of the Mythril is to bathe the elves in the light of Valinor once again. Yeah. So basically bringing oxygen to Mars if we're on Mars. I don't know. Yeah. And the logic is that Mythril allegedly contains the light of one of the lost Silmarils, which in turn were gems crafted by Fëanor, containing the light of the trees of Valinor. If they get in touch with this new ore discovered by the dwarves, Gil-galad believes the elves' powers will be fully restored without the need of traveling back to home to rejuvenate from the light of the tree. So it's just bringing that light from that tree we saw in the beginning episode to them here in Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Which, it's just nice to hear it like that, straight up, instead of having to try to decipher and think about it.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, that whole lore is what made the episode good with the Mythril and everything.
Yep. Because we really never understood how important it was, correct?
No.
Like in the Rings, it was just basically when the only thing they really said was,
it's strong.
Bilbo had this tunic of Mythril. We didn't tell him that it was worth more than the whole Shire. We understood that there was some importance, some value to it, but did we never knew it to this important. Is this even, do you think this is true?
What do you mean true?
I don't know, because I feel like...
Oh, are you saying that this whole thing is fake? Well,
I don't know. Because the only source we have is the oh my gosh.
The King Elf?
The Crimbor dude.
Celebrimbor?
Yes. He's the one that said he tested it and everything looks good. If they have huge quantities of this, it's going to save the elves, right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
But I'm always in the back of my head with him thinking he's corrupt and he's being,
He's gonna,
I don't know.
Interesting. I'd never had that thought, but reading from what this thing said, it makes me think that it is true, because it seems like someone read the book and actually deciphered it with these statements that I'm reading.
So that's another thing I do want to point out. I don't look into anything. I don't go research stuff.
Yeah.
I'll look up words if what does this word mean if an orc or something saying,
Yeah.
But I'm really going off of this episodes and learning everything from it. So everything I'm saying, it's all just what I'm thinking and
for sure.
what I've learned.
I'm that way too for the most part. I like to give answers, to people.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And if you got stuff that you've looked into, let me know. Heck yeah, because I love listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, this would be dope, though, because then they had that fun little conversation with Duodin, and he's like, let's see if we can talk my father into pouring this stuff, you know? So we find out that the dwarves are going to try to help the elves, because it sounds like they don't got much time, according to Elrond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They only have until spring or something.
Yeah. It is weird that we never hear this connection in Lord of the Rings, though, which is why I see why you're thinking is it true.
That's why I'm like, is it really true, or is this something Sauron needs to make the rings?
Yeah, so they're trying to find some purpose for it.
Yep.
So, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm going to say just because of this writing here that we have.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting but it is also interesting to see, like, the amount of Mythril required to make a freaking chest. That's so much Mythril.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do they ever mention that there's any other Mythril? What's it called?
No.
Why am I? Link.
Mithril. Yeah.
No, what's that called?
Oh, chainmail.
Chainmail. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was like, it's not chain link. What is it? And that must be so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
But why don't? Yeah, that's what's weird, because if the Mythril actually helped, why didn't they just? I guess there's only a certain amount of it. They probably ran out of it. If that, I don't know. We'll see. But is that the last thing from that episode?
No. So the only thing other than that was basically Halbrand going back and forth with Galadriel. I'm not the king. Oh, you are the king. I don't want to go. Yes, you need to go. Just going through that back and forth, and then finally agreeing he's going to go to Middle Earth, go to the Southland, basically become king, and they set sail.
Okay, and then set sailing. Yeah, the sailing.
Yep, and that's how it ends. Yep.
Okay. And the queen regent. What happened with her? I'm trying to remember.
The only thing that
wasn't she told not to do it, but then she does it.
That's the thing. Yeah. So her dad basically was like, "Don't go to Middle Earth."
Okay. Yeah, it was her dad. Okay.
And it was weird because he was actually lucid. He was there. All of a sudden, he popped up and he's like, "Don't go to Middle Earth. There's just death. There's darkness. Whatever." and then she still goes. So I don't know.
I think it's just because of the revelation of the tree she had.
Yeah, I think so.
She just felt so powerful about that.
Yep.
Okay. So
but other than that, yeah, episode 5 is. Then we come into episode 6.
From what you're saying, I feel like this is definitely the weakest episode.
Oh, it is. Okay. By far. But I'm not giving it a 69 or whatever. Okay. I was still enthralled with everything.
Yeah. Okay.
And the relationships between everyone. I can't get enough of Durin and Eldron's relationship. The conversations they have,
I love them, yeah.
I love, like when Durin was in Linden, and he's having a conversation with the Elf King, and he's like, "Oh, this table is something that my people have for sacred ceremonies."
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
He's like, "Oh, sorry for the disrespect. We'll send it to you. We'll send it back to you." And then it's a complete lie. my wife needs a new table anyway. Just all that stuff's now coming up, and I love it.
Yeah.
And we're finally out of character. We're finally out of Numenor, which I was getting sick and tired of that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of just dragging on, and then Halbrand was kind of just a sore on the side. He's just being annoying. And now, not to spoil anything, but this next episode, he's kind of bad A. I love it.
Oh yes, yeah.
So,
which I don't know. I want to go back real quick to what you're saying. Like seeing, what's his name, Durin, and like their conversation like that. I think of myself as having good, like I understand what makes things good and bad. I feel like I study a lot with listening to directors and stuff talk about it, but with that, it just makes me. I mean, I've had this thought a lot. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the show, but I've told Stacy, and I probably just forget when the time comes to talk about it. But my issue with Rings of Power, with their writing, is they are constantly like trying to push these storylines that they're not developing the characters and having heart-to-heart moments or just like natural moments where we get to see them and feel their character. This with during that moment, that's a good thing that they put in to like see. It feels real. It feels like, oh, that's some of his character. He doesn't care about lying to the elves. It's funny, whatever.
I agree 100%. Because seriously, the relationship is on point for me.
Yeah, but like
because it seems real. They're friends. They
just need to have moments of, hey, we're sitting in a pub and we're just drinking and talking and having fun and seeing them and enjoying their characters and trying to learn them outside of their pursuits. Galadriel is just so pushy all the time. She's annoying.
Well, she wants to get that. She wants the evil out, man.
I get it, but we just need more slow moments of just talking.
He doesn't want to just chill and drink a beer. Come on, man.
Like think of all those moments in Lord of the Rings.
She needs to get to Middle Earth. Yeah, no, I understand, and I completely agree with you. I do.
And I think that is one. If I was in the writers' room with them, that's my thing. I would tell them, like, we need to add these moments. We need to slow the show down. I know everyone says it's slow. It's too slow. But I disagree. We could slow it down and add these scenes throughout the show and make it feel like that. Because in Lord of the Rings, those moments were always so good. And I'm going to go back to Game of Thrones for anyone who's watched Game of Thrones. Literally, the episode before the last epic battle is literally better to me than the battle sequence. Is seeing all the characters sit around the fire, like ready for the battle, and like them just talking and stuff. Like I just think it's just more impressive. It's fun. It brings character. And I feel like for me, greatest weakness of Rings of Power is that at this point.
Yeah, I got you.
And you bringing up the Durin thing made me want to say that.
Yes.
But yeah, and is that pretty much everything on that episode?
Yeah, basically.
Well, actually, we do have some news. I want to bring this up real quick. So, Rings of Power has now taken the number 1 position on streaming shows. Which I'm surprised, honestly.
No, it's getting better.
It is, I mean,
I can see that why, but
for me, it's been like this though. It's been like and then this next one.
Yeah, it's pretty steady, and then yep.
So I mean, I'm not gonna say it's better. Okay. And I think we're back on. Hopefully. Okay. So yeah, Rings of Power is number 1 in the streaming shows with 1.3 billion minutes viewed. House of the Dragon is number 5 and has been watched for 781 million minutes. So yeah, big shock.
Do you by chance know what 2, 3, and 4 is?
I know what 3 is.
If it's Friends, I might freak out.
3 is Game of Thrones.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, I'll take that.
And I think people are watching House of the Dragon. Like House of the Dragon's good. It's not as good as Game of Thrones. So I'm thinking people are watching that to get the vibe that they want.
You really think? Okay, we need to talk about this tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll talk about it.
But, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's interesting.
Okay.
I thought House of Dragon would continue to win just by quality, but
as of right now, yeah, I would think that too.
Yeah, but it's not, so that's big. And then, okay, 2 other things that were said by people. Well, just one more thing, sorry. So people are hating the, quote, fake, terrible accents of the Harfoots. Have you ever had that feeling?
No.
Apparently, it's like a super fake Irish accent.
Is it? I love it.
That's what they're trying to say. I mean, I've never even had the thought, so...
Every time Nori talks, I kind of giggle inside. I love it.
I do not get that way with her. I don't like her, but...
I like her. I'm starting to like her a lot now, yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting over it. I can't get there yet.
I'm finally
I can't get there.
And it mainly stems through... I truly believe that's Gandalf, or I want it to be Gandalf, and his love towards little people stemmed through this. So I'm starting to finally, okay, this is fun. I love it now.
Okay, yeah.
But if it's not Gandalf, I might flip out because this makes no sense to be anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be confused on why Gandalf loves dang hobbits so much. But
I feel like well, let's get another tangent real quick.
Yep. Okay.
Just so you know, anyone who listens to both Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, I know it kind of seems like I only trash on Rings of Power and I don't trash House of the Dragon. But wait for this next episode. I'm going to trash House of the Dragon a little bit, and yeah, I'm there now. I'm starting to feel things that I need to bring up. But the only reason why I trash is because I care and I want to get better. You know,
yeah.
I care. I care about things I want to like, and because things bug me, I'll say it. But let's think about this. Nori, Galadriel, the elf. What's the elf's name? Not the Elrond. Yeah, they're all the same freaking character, dude. They're all just we're the protagonists, and we're gonna do our mission, and we're gonna be good about it, and we're gonna go and do it. No,
I agree with you.
It's boring to me.
I think about the same thing, and I started thinking about it, going.
Say it.
All the elves are pretty much the dang same.
Yes, and that's what I said to you and Peyton in the chat. Elves suck to watch, honestly.
No, I agree with you.
Like,
I'm not
Legolas is so boring. He's only fun to see Gimli work off Legolas's boringness.
And an elf are flipping awesome. I agree.
Yeah.
But elves in general, to me, are just boring as crap.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's just the way they are.
But it's not just the elf. Well, I guess it's also Nori. Oh, wait. Everyone I just said was an elf except Nori. Okay.
Nori, yeah.
I don't know. It's like everyone is just like, I don't know. It's like their whole character arc is revolved around their mission, and there's nothing else to it. It's like, Isildur is this, and that's everything that we're gonna talk about is that with Isildur. Yeah. Everything with Galadriel is taking out Sauron, so nothing else can happen except this storyline with freaking Galadriel. No, and it's just that.
I'm not going to back. I'll back you on a couple of those things, but Galadriel's mission, that's her only mission for the past 100+ years.
Yes. So it's fun. I mean? I'm more okay with her because, but still, we need like more gray characters. We need less of this white of just, this is literally all they are. They're good people through and through. They're never going to they wouldn't hurt a butterfly, and I'm going to go do my job.
What are you talking about?
It's boring.
Theo, dude.
Ugh. Who?
Oh, Theo, is that his name? Theo? Theo? The son. The son of Bronwyn.
Dude, screw him. I hate him.
No, I do too.
I hate Bronwyn too. And we'll get to that in this next episode.
Next episode.
Well, hold on. Before we get on, let's make it light again. I just want to mention this. As I saw it, no one smokes in Rings of Power. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because there's no dwarves. There's no wizards. It's wizards and hobbits are the only ones that smoke, right?
No, humans smoke. They gotta smoke, no? Did you see Aragorn smoking? When he's sitting in Rohan in the castle?
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's no smoking. And I feel like this is a political move, and I hate it.
But that's...
We can't say... If we put smoking pipe in the show, people are going to want to smoke and look cool.
I don't know if it's that intense. Because if you think about it, who are the only people that really smoke hardcore in the Lord of the Rings series?
Hobbits.
It's the hobbits and the wizards.
Wait.
We really don't have wizards yet.
Wait. Do we know that wizards smoke, or is it just Gandalf because he's with the hobbits?
Well, I guess that...
We don't see Saruman.
This is Dan Gandalf. Because that's true. Because if we go back to the Hobbit series, the brown elf, Radagast, he doesn't smoke.
Oh,
because he takes a puff from Gandalf. He's not accustomed to it. Yeah.
That's true.
So maybe you're right. There we go. He gets a smoking from the dang hobbits.
But Aragorn does smoke, so it puts away what you're saying.
And
we see Gimli, and Gimli is doing it too.
He's a dwarf.
Yeah. But still, there should be smoking in the show. Okay?
I got you. Okay, I get
it. It was a very prominent thing of Lord of the Rings. Very prominent. They always brought it in at any casual moment. They're always just smoking. Come on. Let's be a little more accurate here, boys. Okay, episode 6. What was this episode called again?
Undun, whatever.
Mordor.
Udun. Undun.
Udun. Okay. Well, no spoil. I don't even want to get into no spoilers. Let's just go. But I do want to go straight into the score because I'm curious how high you're gonna go.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, hey, I'm giving it an A.
Just straight A. Okay.
Yeah.
I was scared you're gonna go to S. Like it's not S.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But it's, dude, if it was, so I thought about this. If it was a different battle, not just of the lame people of the Southland, if it was elves and the Númenóreans fighting a bunch of orcs in this massive battle, you know, it would probably be an S. But it was a pathetic little battle that a little tribe of humans, lame. And it was still cool. I still enjoyed the crap out of it. But that battle wasn't S tier enough to push it to that next level.
Yes. And that's
really the only reason.
Yes, that's my freaking issue. Okay. So even though this episode was the best so far, it's still only A-, because there's no reason. Okay, this show, how much money do they spend on this dumb show?
Just a few $1 million.
Just a few million. Okay. You can't hire 3 times as many extras or CGI them in and actually make this a big battle. It bugs the crap out of me.
Did they want that though?
Dude, the whole time I was like, this is 40. This is 40 people. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have all these boats come to save these 40 people. I'm like, I could care less, dude. I really could care less. They could all die. I could care less. It's 40 people.
Yeah.
If it was like a civilization, I said this 2 episodes ago when they're all walking to the tower. I was like, it's so lame. Like, why do I care about this? But
I agree with you, and the only reason I hate it so much is the fact that the watchtower, what is it called? Whatever.
Yeah.
How important that watchtower is.
Okay, yeah.
They need that watchtower. So it pissed me off, like you said, having 20, 30 people in these towns, and they're fighting these orcs, and that's the battle, Yeah. And it was awesome when the Númenóreans came in with all the horses, and they're just ripping them into shreds. But
it felt
like it was such an epic thing that happened to have such a little pathetic group, Yeah,
and 3 ships, 100 people each ship. They never had a sweeping scape show of the 300 people on horses. When you're watching the show, all they do is they show the line of horses in 2s going over the... Okay, so it looks kind of small. And then during the fight, it looks like there's freaking 50 horses.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, I go.
Okay, they have all this money and they're not willing to make the fight big. Ridiculous. I'm angry.
Unless they're just waiting to, I get it.
But this is...
And the only thing I can think of is it's just, this is such a small battle compared to what's to come. They don't want to outdo it.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
How many more episodes do we have in this season? Like 2, 3?
I think
2.
2, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
I think
this
8.
should have been the big battle in season 1 that everyone looks back to. Like, this was the good fight. This was the big battle of that season. Yeah. This was their time. This was the chance. Unless they're really going to have another big one.
Well, they definitely will, right?
In this season?
They have to.
I don't know. Yeah. But if they don't... But still, there's no reason. 2 million an episode at least.
Yeah.
They could make a big battle. They made it big already. They could just add some extras. But anyways, okay. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91. It broke 90 here.
Nice.
And then IMDb gave it an 85. So
okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we're close to them. We're a little below them, but so what IMDb wrote about it was Rings of Power is at its best when it's not juggling storylines. So, I mean,
there's truth
the first
to that
episode,
with everything.
Yeah, the first episode. Well, I think episodes of TV when it's juggling is the best. If you can do it right, it's harder to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rings of Power is better at doing the basic stuff. Sure, if you want to say that, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, we haven't had many episodes where they're doing that. Or they haven't been doing that. The first episode was probably the most linear with Galadriel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and if you want to say the first one's the best episode since, I think I wouldn't be against that, right?
Being against it, yeah.
Yeah. They've all been
probably.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. Not much else to say about that. But then someone else said, so the stunt coordinator of Rings of Power said that in this fight, they made a more organic Helm's Deep. I'm sorry.
Wait, you're telling me
that's
the
blasphemous.
Stunt coordinator actually said that?
Yeah, that's blasphemous, dude. I think Helm's Deep is one of my out of every medieval show and movie I've seen, I think Helm's Deep is my favorite battle of all time.
I agree.
You agree? Yes.
100%.
That is freaking blasphemous, bro. That fight is so good.
Return of the King had some major awesome battles, but there was no build up like that, dude. Because Return of the King was just battle after battle after battle, and it was awesome.
No, it's great.
But there was no build up like Helm's Deep, they did. Oh,
I love Helm's Deep.
The 10 minutes of just the Uruk-hai and orcs marching and the banging of the shield and the march. My gosh.
So freaking good. Like, I cannot say enough about that fight.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because seriously, it was like half the movie was just preparing for that battle.
Yeah.
And then the second half was just the battle.
Yeah. And
yes, it was so good.
You have all the people, Rohan marching out.
Yep.
It actually looks like a lot of people.
Yep.
All the little boys
were CGI'd.
Yeah, the little boys and old men, they're all getting their armor on. Like, oh, they're gonna freaking lose this. The rain starts pouring. Oh, it's so good, dude. Like, yeah. So I think I'm gonna hold on true to that. That is my favorite fight in all medieval fantasy film. So that statement. As soon as I read it, I was like, I am copying this, and I want to get Calvin's freaking take because that bugs me.
That's pretty rough.
Helm's Deep's the most organic fight I've ever seen in my life.
Gosh. And then the flipping marathon runner with the torch.
Legolas!
Shot by Legolas multiple times. Oh, my gosh. I'm watching that when we get done with this.
Well, it's also, I think another big thing about Helm's Deep is the Uruk-hai are so sick.
Oh, so good, dude.
Like,
these orcs
their armor
cool
is weak at the neck.
I've said it multiple times. The costume design in this was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I don't care what you say. The Uruk-hai are top notch when it comes to evil. Oh,
it's so like good. Even though they're more bland, basic, it looks cooler. Mm-hmm. It's more evil.
It does.
Yep. I mean, but I still have zero qualms with these goblins. Yeah. I have zero problem. But Uruk-hai are just cooler, even though they all look the same. It's just cooler.
It is. It's true.
And yeah. Okay. That's
so
fine. That's everything there.
It's fine.
Yeah. Go. You're good.
Well, let's get into it. So, the one thing. Okay, so Adar. So it started off the episode with Adar talking to his children, the orcs, right?
Yeah.
And that was a pretty pathetic hoorah moment in my eyes, if you recall. There was no feeling or anything.
Yeah,
and it was fine.
Yeah.
Because it was an elf. I get it. It didn't bother me. So my thing I wanted to point out was before his he planted those seeds, correct?
Planted the what?
He planted seeds before the battle.
Planted seeds.
Do you recall that? So it's the very first part of the episode. He takes some seeds, puts it in the earth, and he starts chanting some elvish stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So right off the bat, it showed me so he's obviously not full evil, correct?
No.
He's got
he cares,
sort of.
To him, the goblins are people that need life as much. Yeah.
Okay. So later on, so we're going to jump forward a little bit. So later on, we kind of see the opposite. Unless he truly believes or he doesn't. Okay. So when he is trying to get the sword hilt, and he has everyone at the blade, at the sword, he's killing everyone without a freaking notion, right? He's like stabbing this dude. Tell me where their sword is. Nope.
Yeah.
Here, take another death.
Oh wait, you're doing a big jump. Okay.
So I'm just trying to talk to Adar right now with his. He actually has a heart. It seems like he's elvish. He has some love, but then you see that scene where he's not giving a rat's flying crap.
Yeah.
Besides getting that sword. So I just wanted to ask you: is this a thing that he truly just loves the orcs and that's his kids, or you know what I mean? That's his family, and he doesn't care about the humans? Or what was that? What do you think happened there? Because I felt that was night and day. I thought I saw a little glimmer of hope in his goodness of people and mankind, all that junk. And then when he was basically just killing humans left and right just to...
Well, I think in that moment, he just wants the sword. We see that he still has mercy when he told Erondir to go to the people and tell them that if they give up, that he won't kill them, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's as good as a bad guy can be, I feel like.
Gotcha.
You know? I mean, he's still willing to do it, but he's also willing to let them live, so...
Yeah.
That's better than most. So, yeah, I still feel like he's a decent guy. Like, and I still feel like he's still able to switch, honestly.
Yeah.
But
gotcha.
But yeah, like the goblins are his children, basically, is all I feel about him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess we'll talk about that later on too, about when the conversation he has with Galadriel.
Yes, which is so
dope.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we also in the beginning get Isildur and Galadriel talking on the boat, which
yeah.
Right, they gave some time to have a little conversation, get some insight into the characters, and I mean, still wasn't great or good. I mean, it wasn't great, but in this normal moment of the show, these type of conversations usually suck. This one, I didn't mind it.
And it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. The words weren't trying to be over trying. It just kind of was all right. I was like, actually, you know what? I'm surprised. Not bad.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was there to make a point or a purpose. No, It wasn't driving anything. It was literally like, oh shoot, I just want to be out here to see the land of Middle Earth, and Elf's like, oh well, I can already see it. You'll see it soon. You know, just very lighthearted.
Yeah, and we also learned a little bit of lore with the sun.
Yep.
Where they are, it rises different area, whatever. But let me think. Okay. I feel like this was also just connecting Galadriel to Isildur. As well. Because obviously they're both going to play a huge part to come.
Yep.
As we know from Lord of the Rings.
To battle together and rule or whatever. Yep.
So yeah, surprised. Hey, didn't want to kill myself during that scene. So... okay, then we get to... Wait, after that is literally now we got fighting, basically.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but the coolest part comes up next to my eyes was when Adar gets to the watchtower.
Okay, yeah.
And that whole scene with Arondir or whatever the heck, the black elf, takes out the tower, shuts the door behind him. I love that crap.
That was classic elf right there.
That was so
It
cool.
wasn't too much that it bugged me. It was perfect. That whole first phase of the fight was perfectly well done.
Yep.
Seeing all the horror on all their faces, like, we're going to freaking die. He just blocked the door.
Good.
I feel like this show has actually brought a little bit of humanity to the goblins. Slightly.
Slightly, yep.
Like, still not enough to where I feel bad at all. I want to kill them all, but just slightly.
Well, Adar does a good job at that at the end, where he actually, like, okay, they have a name. I get it.
Yeah.
They're
But yeah, I agree.
actually
That was really
living things, you know. But
smart tactics. But actually, real quick.
after that,
yeah. No, actually, go. Yeah, go. Go.
I was just gonna say, but then after that, it's basically the important thing is they can't destroy the sword, so Arondil tries to destroy the hilt.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Hides it away, and then they basically just prepare for battle. Correct?
Basically, yep. Yeah.
There really wasn't.
Him and her kiss.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, he definitely stuck his wiener in her. That kid is hers, dude. I'm telling you.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah. I said that episode 1.
Oh, you did, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I just feel it. I don't know if half elves have elf ears, but yeah, I feel like they're his kids.
Gotcha.
Well, that boy is his kid, but
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up as well because I wanted to bring it up last episode, but then we didn't do the episode, so I have to bring it up now.
Yeah.
I hate with all my heart Bronwyn being the leader of these people.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like it, dude. Like it just it feels so wrong to me because girls should lead. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It just feels wrong. What? Just because she told them?
Yeah, she just had the balls to talk. Is basically what it was, right?
Yeah.
She had the balls to stand up and say, "We're not going to be evil. We're not going to bow to this guy. Let's,
Yeah. So
and I feel like that's the only reason, right?
Yeah. So we're all going to rely on her for tactics and what to do. I don't like it at all, and I just don't like her either.
Yeah, I'm the same.
There's no reason for me to like her. They haven't done a single thing. Okay, so now let's go into phase 2 of the battle, which was what's their names? Pre-Numenorians and their imminent loss, as what we thought. So, right, what do they do? Okay, so we had this big conversation before the podcast about the terrible, this in my eyes, the terrible tactics of this second phase. The first phase was well done.
Yeah.
Everything they did, perfect. With the whole tower and everything. This phase sucked. I mean, I loved watching it. But it's just like the tactics used were terrible. So first off, something I didn't bring up the first time. I just remember now. So, Bronwyn. Why the freak would Arondir let Bronwyn by herself to go fight off that goblin? What was her role again? It was to
light the
wagon.
Light the wagon and shut off behind it. Yep.
So dumb. I thought
the tactic was perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the tactic.
Why would you put her there?
Well, it doesn't matter.
By herself.
There, right? All she had to do was light the thing and light it. That's all she had to do.
But there's no cover. No one to help her.
Well, I don't think she was supposed to be there long. She was supposed to light it, which the issue was she couldn't light it, so that brought the goblin up, right? The orc.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
If I was Arondir, I would not say, okay, you're going to play the important role, go light it, out by yourself. Well, she had one person with her, right?
Sounds like you just had women is what I'm getting out of this.
It's just dumb. Give her like a little crew of men, like 4 guys. Go out there to protect it and make sure it happens. It was almost stopped with 1 goblin. Okay, second thing, and then you can tell me what you think. But second thing, okay, guys, before the fight starts, okay, guys, gather up. Okay, this building is going to be our home base, whatever they call it. Women, children will be in there. We're going to lock it up. This is where we flee back to as soon as if we're going to lose, we're going to flee back here to this home base. Okay. After the first initial push of the people happens with the cars and stuff, immediately there was no stopping the goblins from getting to the home base. They immediately march right onto it and start trying to break down the door. So that's your only tactic they had outside of the carts. So now, if things start going bad, how are you going to freaking flee back to the base where the children are if you just let the freaking orcs march their silly butts right onto the door? There should have been a line of people stopping them. They should have had the fight much farther north or whatever of that building so that if they need to flee, they can get back. But immediately, orcs immediately back on it, hitting it as soon as that fight started. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my only issue with this scene was the background tactics in my head. Like, why the freak would they do this? Everything else, gold, though, to me. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, you tell me what you think.
Okay, so my thing was I thought it was a perfect tactic. Close them in because they had the 2 fire barrels.
Yeah.
Wagons explode, have a line of fire, keep them in the center of the town, and just have archers shooting down on them.
Yeah, it was good.
That was perfect tactic in my eyes. With them having such limited numbers of people, no one was really army worthy to fight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The tactic was perfect. I agree. I now understand what you're saying, and I agree that obviously that line of defense of flame sucked.
Yeah.
Because that one orc, I do remember, just kicked over a little wagon wheel and just walked through.
So dumb.
So yes, I agree with you. And but the strategy itself, I thought was awesome. It couldn't have.
Outside of those 2 things I said, yeah, sure.
But yes, okay, we're on the same page then. Okay.
That's all. That's all I want to say.
Gotcha.
But during that same scene, we get Arondir against the big troll.
Oh yes.
And so good.
That was good.
You didn't love it?
It was no. I loved it up until the point where he is over the well and he has the blood dripping down on him.
I love that. I love it.
Went on for so long.
No, I loved it.
I disagree.
It
was fine up to the point of 30 seconds of just dude. And we knew someone was gonna kill that orc. I was just like, okay, someone stab it, someone kill it.
No, I thought Arondir was gonna kill it somehow.
Did you? Oh, okay.
But
I knew the woman was gonna come into play to stab him.
But
yeah, it was dope.
It seems like that. Like, that's how real war is going to go out like.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not just people just getting stabbed and, just quick slashes. Yeah. It's freaking, you're fighting. And then seeing the actual blood drip on his face, like, I loved it. Everything about it.
Chocolate.
It just, chocolate orc blood. It all felt so real. And, like, I could feel for that, like, that scene, like. And it just felt like a gory, good, adult Lord of the Rings scene. So I'm surprised you don't love it. It was probably my favorite.
My favorite scenes with elves seem indestructible to me, right?
Yeah.
Their sword play is just flawless, smooth. Just there's a dance and a fluidness up to it,
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is when elves get rocked. So like in the Hobbit movie where freaking Legolas gets pwned by the big old nasty orc
on the bridge?
No, in the town, in Lake Town.
Okay.
When he actually gets punched and he sees blood.
Yeah.
I love when elves get rocked.
Yeah.
Okay, I do. So seeing Arendelle kind of get rocked, I mean, he was about to die, honestly, if it wasn't for Bronwyn. But just seeing them perfect bodies get beat to crap, I freaking love.
Yes. I agree.
So, no, it was very good.
Seeing the human side of the elves.
Yes.
They actually can make a mistake.
Yep.
Which also in that same scene, so they lose, and then Bronwyn gets shot. And this was my initial words, so I yelled this out.
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So they win the battle, right?
No,
they win the battle. They look at the corpse
right.
and the bodies, and they're humans.
Yes.
They're the other people of the town.
Yeah.
And they oh shoot, we're freaking fighting our own. And then all of a sudden you hear those arrows.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Bronwyn get hit, dude, I thought she was out, and I was kind of happy.
Yeah. So this is my words. I said, if Rings of Power has the balls to kill Bronwyn right now, well done. I love it. My respect. You deserve my respect for doing this. But then I looked at Stacey and I said, but this is Lord of the Rings. They're not going to freaking do it. I guarantee it. Nope. I don't care how close she gets to dying in this episode. I guarantee she will not die. Yep. But if they had the balls to actually just do it, I'd be like, well done. Yeah. I would clap for it. But, yeah, she doesn't. But I do have to say, the way that they healed her and, like, the whole scene was really well done. Oh, yeah. Well.
Yep.
Burning the holes, seeing all the blood come out. The acting of the son was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. But I kind of wish... No, I'm wrong. I said it in the episode, but I shouldn't have said it. Like, during the watch with my wife. I was like, they should probably have her be quiet and not have the son yelling from the top of his lungs.
Oh, yeah.
But they all saw him going to the building, so who cares, actually?
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's about it. And then they come in and take... they break in, and we see Adar, and they get this. Like you said before, they started killing everybody, and they're about to kill Bronwyn, and I was like, the son's gonna say, "Don't do it." Yep. She's gonna live. Yep. Imagine if they just cut off her head, Ned Stark style, right in front of him.
Ooh, yeah.
That would have made this episode so freaking good. So much better.
That would have been a good.
Yeah, just see her head drop to the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And yeah, that's about it for that whole sequence. Too, right?
There wasn't much in that whole sequence. No. Just he wants the sword. That's it.
Let him have it.
And then after that, you hear the hooves of the Númenóreans coming.
Yep.
And then the third battle begins.
Yep.
But before it begins, you see Adar. So I read this right off the bat. Adar running to Waldberg or Waldreg, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he was like, hey, I do have a task for you. The second that happened, I knew that he's got the hilt, you know. I knew that he had the sword.
I did not, dude. I didn't think about it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, really?
I didn't think about it, dude.
No, it's awesome, because that probably made that whole...
Yeah, better.
That whole awesome, because I love that freaking sequence, and that's when I honestly fell in love with Halbrand, was him just freaking tripping that horse and actually fighting the orcs, you know.
Yeah. Hey, love's a strong word. Do you actually love Halbrand?
I do right now. I really do. I do. Because, okay, and this is the only reason why, dude, because, okay, so I looked back through our text. September 18th, I sent a text to you guys saying he is going to be the dead king. He's going to be.
The skeleton king in Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Return of the King.
Yeah.
He is going to be the dang dead king, and I am so pumped to see that. So pumped.
I think you're right on the nose, dude. I think you got it.
Him being more assertive and being more of a leader, and then kind of, I'm hoping, knowing that he's going to betray Isildur and, be a coward, makes me so happy about everything happening right now.
Yeah, because, they're giving us all the evidence we need to know that he's a coward.
Yep.
And he's going to run away like a little...
Because that whole last episode was going back and forth with Halbrand and Galadriel. Just, no, I'm not the king. No, I don't want to go. I don't need to go back. You know.
Uh-huh.
But...
Well... So I actually thought the horse scene was kind of lame.
Oh, I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
It was just chasing, and then Halbrand comes around and hits the legs.
Yeah, but it was the music, and then Galadriel talking to her horse like freaking Arwen.
Oh, that was
good. So cool.
I feel like, what I mean? So this might be the reason why I thought it was kind of lame.
And you're wanting him to catch. You want Galadriel to catch him so bad. He's got the sword. You gotta catch it, just the intensity of it. I love it.
Yeah, but I guess for me, throughout the scene, I was expecting them to hit, and then they fight with their swords. That's what I was expecting. I gotcha. They didn't do it.
Gotcha.
So that was really lame to me. And then he just hits the legs of the horse, and then it's over.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it might have just been my expectations that made it lamer than it was. But
yeah.
So then we got the conversation. So we learned a lot about
Let's back up real quick.
Oh,
I want to ask one question, and it has to be correct. But this was the Numenorians' first fight, correct? With actual enemies, someone else besides.
It must have been.
Besides practice squads, you know.
Yeah, it must have been.
How intense do you think that was for them? Seeing orcs for the first time. Seriously.
Interesting.
I didn't. They should have
done that.
In with horses, I felt like they would be a little more scared, right? I mean, I would be terrified because you've been practicing with humans your whole life. You come into this battle, you see these crazy cloaked, evil-looking things, and you're like, "What the crap?" There's blood
what is an orc
from them? It's black. Yeah. Seriously, because they don't leave that island, right? I mean, they're Numenorians. They stay there.
Yeah.
That's their.
Yeah.
So I thought there was something they could have put in there.
Okay.
To translate, maybe even crappy fighters. Well, we know that one friend is pretty crappy, right?
Yeah.
He never wants to fight. He's always on the ground, you know.
He doesn't want to fight again. So I've had enough fighting for a lifetime.
I just seriously wished, because after the fight was done, they were all sitting down talking, right? Taking arrows off of the buildings and just picking things back up again. I just wish there was a conversation there with like, did you guys, what the crap are these things? I've never seen one of these things before. You know, just something there going, this isn't normal. You know? That's
the thing. The humans should have been that way as well. They've never seen a freaking orc.
No, yep.
Because didn't everyone think they were gone?
I think so, yeah. No, I think you're right. After the big battle with Morgoth, yeah.
So everyone should have been shocked. You're right.
I did not think they missed something whimsical there going, what the crap is an orc? What the crap? There's freaking black blood everywhere. What is going, you know, just something fun there.
Is that chocolate?
But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But then after that, anyway, then we get into the best part of the whole dang episode is Adar and Galadriel's talk.
Mm-hmm. So she's like, so Moriandor are the elves taken by Morgoth as children, and they are enslaved and tortured to become evil, basically.
Tormented. Yep. Basically the first orcs, right?
Yeah.
They are the first orcs, and that's how they became.
But they prefer to be called Uruk.
Uruk, yep.
So Urukai, right?
Uruk.
Aren't they? Yeah, isn't that right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's how we remember in Lord of the Rings. They talk about they're digging up Urukai, and then Saruman says they were elves or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what else? So this is the part you need to tell me, 'cause I'm sure you know. So what's the goblins' story?
What do you mean?
Are they... Wait, you said the Moriandor are elves are what? They're the first what?
They're the first orcs, apparently, according to what Galadriel said.
So how do these orcs come to be?
I don't know. See, that's what...
Okay.
I understand the Urukai.
Yeah.
I truly do, because they're elves that basically turn bad, whatever, that whole... But the orc side of it, I don't know what he means by them being their children. You know, I don't get what that means. Unless he just basically took them in and cared for them and became their leader. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
but
know.
On that part, I'm waiting for a little bit more answers on that side of it. But
then the other big thing, Adar made 99% is not Sauron.
Yes. Yep. I think you're right, because before I think we were kind of assuming that, right, that he was Sauron.
Yeah, I was hoping.
But this episode kind of confirmed that, because Galadriel asked him, or no, he told Galadriel that he killed Sauron.
Yeah, he said he gutted him.
Yeah,
he split him open.
Yep.
Which obviously is not true.
Nope.
Somehow. You know.
Unless he is Sauron and he's just saying that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 99% is not him. It's still possible.
Yep.
Which, let me see. Hold on. So Adar killed Sauron. Yes. So this is what's interesting. and I don't know if the answer in the show if I missed it. So why the freak is Adar trying to make Mordor if he doesn't agree with Sauron?
Yeah, I don't know, and that's where I kind of still stick to the whole he's Sauron, you know.
But it also makes me think that he's lying about Sauron, and he actually still works with Sauron.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah, but
I feel like I'm on both sides of the fence, and I can understand both.
Both, yeah. Well, I mean, there's not much else we can say because it hasn't happened. You know, we don't know yet, but it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so the next thing he says, and this is where I want to ask you on what you think. So he said that after Morgoth's death, Sauron wanted to heal Middle-earth, right? He says he wants to heal Middle-earth, and he sought to create power. Yeah. And he said the power of the unseen world. Okay, so is he talking about the rings?
That's what that's what I took.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the power, because that was such a cool scene too, was he sought the power, he tried, and it goes back to his home base of a forge. There's an anvil there with...
Well, that's just the castle we saw in the first episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
But it's showing that he tried to create the rings, correct? That was my take on it. He was looking to create power, sought power, and then it showed the anvil. It showed his workstation. Obviously did not create the power.
But he tried.
Now it comes into the play with Celebrimbor, whatever the crap his name is.
Celebrimbor.
Building the frickin'
forge.
forge.
I didn't even connect that. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
That evil was there because he tried to build the rings himself, but he couldn't.
He's trying to do it, but he couldn't. So what is he missing? Is he missing the Mythril?
Probably.
That's what I want to know.
Probably,
what is he missing?
Yeah. I would say that. Definitely.
Yeah.
But
so I thought that was so cool.
Probably also a huge forge, I guess, with power.
Yeah. I agree. But there has to be something there mythical, right?
Yeah. That
and
maybe
Mythril,
only the elves can do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Sauron's more powerful than elves. So that probably isn't the thing. It's probably just the manpower, the Mythril, whatever. It's gonna... Yep. Yeah. Like we always say, we always feel like the show is coming together.
Oh, yeah. And it's coming.
Yeah. Like,
Especially in the last scene.
So, before that, they have their little celebration, their talks. And...
So before, I wanted to touch base on how evil actual Galadriel is. She's pretty nasty. When she tells Adar that she is going to kill every orc, keep him alive, so he can witness everyone dying, and I'm like, before she slits his throat. And I'm sitting there going, holy crap, she's just as evil as freaking Adar. She is intense, dude.
I have a hard time with that because I feel like the people take orcs as being nothing, Like
but Adar
they're basically rats. Like, just kill the rats.
Yeah, 100%. But Adar kind of brought some life into it. They all have names. They have a heartbeat. They speak. They were brought to this world by this one power, like you and I, And it's like, oh, shoot, he's not wrong. And then she's just gutting him. It's his kids, man. It's his family, and she's just ripping it.
Yeah. Hey, maybe she's the Cersei of the show.
That's true.
Just kidding.
I'll take it.
We need some more of that.
Yeah.
But then, this was just funny little thing that me and Stacey were like, what the freak?
What?
Galadriel tells... Who? Hold on. Halbrand.
Okay.
She says, be free of it. What's she telling be free of again?
Well, there's obviously something between Adar.
That's what we learned, yeah. He hates Adar with all his heart. Because Adar killed a kid, spouse, something.
His wife, Adam.
Yeah, and Galadriel says, be free of it. So me and Stacey were like, bull crap. You're not free of your effing brother. Don't freaking tell people what to do if you're not willing to do it yourself. You've been pulled by this for hundreds of years. Be free of it, Halbrand. It'll be good for you. but I'm not free of my brother. That was so funny. True. It doesn't bug me. It was just funny.
Yeah.
Like, we do that in life a lot as people. We tell people what to do when we don't do it ourselves. So I have zero qualm with it. It's funny. It was just funny. I just want to bring it up.
Yeah. Literally hundreds of years.
Okay, and then we get the last sequence, which is the birth.
Halbrand becomes king.
Oh, yeah.
It's now recognized.
Yeah. You're right.
Halbrand is king. The Southerners agree. Whoop-de-doo. There we go. We're done.
Which I wish that scene was a little cooler, too.
Yeah.
What's your name, Bronwyn? Are you the king that was promised? Yeah. It's like, come on.
Yes.
Deliver this a little better.
A little more intense.
It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is Mt.Doom is created.
Yes.
Okay. So, I feel like once you talk to me, I will feel better about this scene.
Yeah.
Even though I love it, I still have an issue with it. So,
I don't know if I can. I have one issue with it as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Just one issue.
The tower and Sauron.
Yes.
I don't understand any connection between Sauron's face, the key, the sword needing to be the freaking key to open up water.
Was that the plan the whole time? Like, I don't know either. I'm kind of confused on that either.
It kind of they never explain it, and it bugs the freak out of me. I mean, but other than that explanation, everything else amazing, awesome.
Yeah.
The whole time building that thing was not for them to travel; it was for the water.
Yeah, it was for this.
Yeah. So it's all coming together. Very well done by Rings of Power.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why this episode is like easily one of the best, because they're actually like connecting things from the past, and like you're like, oh, that's why they're building this path in the ground for the water to go to build. But I wish the sword was like a power thing, not like a key. I hate whenever a physical object is used as a key in like a thing. I don't know why that bugs me. Like in every cheesy Discovery movie or show, it's always, we have to find this object that fits this little hole just right. I mean, it's not that same way in this, but I wish the sword was a freaking sword, not a key. But
I'm just curious on if it is more, because they made such a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
And so going back to not understanding, so was this tower built by Sauron for this exact purpose?
Oh.
Okay, so
that's the thing. That's what I understand. Yeah. It looks like an elf tower. I thought the elves built these towers. But then the Sauron face is in the middle of the tower.
With the sword key, with the hole there, all just like it's
poor explanation, poor writing.
Unless they explain it later, but it didn't make sense, because it looked like everything there was planned.
Yeah.
And then the tunnels.
Yeah. So we had
which now makes sense. I do like that now. Because you remember when they were trying to cut through the tree and they needed to go through the tree and not around it?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense now, because they want that flow to go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
That is really cool. Good catch.
But then, as we know, so Mt.Doom basically explodes.
Yeah.
They're basically, I love it, they're freaking terraforming freaking Mordor now is what they're doing.
It is so
now
cool.
It's livable for orcs now in the daytime. They don't need to be hiding. I love it. And then the orcs at the end of it were chanting, excuse me, Undun, which means Mordor. So it's just,
So, I mean, I was expecting this whole process to take a lot longer.
What process?
Of like Mordor starting to take shape already.
Oh. No, I agree with you, but I think this is the coolest way possible for it to happen.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's going. I mean, it's awesome.
It's so cool. Oh my gosh.
And what did I say? Oh, yeah. So, like, my questions about the key, the sword being my Vinky was the key. The sword being the key the whole time. Like, those questions I had of why more Sauron's face is in this elf tower, it kind of dulled the effect of the Mt.Doom scene. Just because throughout it, when watching the river running through and then seeing the mountain, the volcano erupt, I was still just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, I don't get this. Why is there just water coming out? They never explained water before. I feel like they should have explained some of the things, no?
Yeah.
But, I mean, the scene itself was awesome. The way it was done, everything about it was awesome. There's just no background to these things.
Well, it seems like the tower's been there forever.
Yeah. Why is there just water behind the tower?
Yeah. Why would there be this obvious key in the middle of the dang courtyard?
It's so poor.
I agree with you. I don't.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
If they don't explain this in the next, I don't think they're gonna explain it, dude. Though that's the thing.
I don't think so either.
No. So that's my issue. Like, this makes no sense. But
I hope they explain something. Like it's that used to be Sauron's fortress.
Yeah.
I don't know, or something.
But like, was he really planning a river to do this long?
That just proves to me that he did, right? That's what his plan was the whole time. Because what would be the point of that key and opening the floodgates of water if that wasn't the plan? So, I don't know.
Everything about it is so. Let me think. What if there was no sword this whole time?
Yeah.
And it was just a dam.
Yeah. Just break the dam open.
And their whole plan was, let's build a path, and then we'll blow up the dam.
Yeah, see, that would be way more believable.
That makes sense. It'd be cool. They're trying to protect the dam. I don't know. Well,
but they just gave.
But it was all about the sword that uses your blood to be created, and all it needs is the key. That's all. I don't know. That bugs me a little bit. But I mean, let's not hold our breaths because they could explain things, or the sword could play a huge role later. We don't know.
I want to say the sword's going to play a little bit more role because the scene with Theo, and he talks to the third one about he just felt powerful with it.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
So I feel like it's going to be something more, but I mean, I hope it does.
Oh, it better. I mean, the whole blood thing with the sword is sick. That whole but we know Sauron uses a mace, right? Not a mace.
Mace, right?
No, a mace.
It's a mace.
A mace.
Yeah, it's a mace.
Oh, it is a mace.
Yeah, it's a staff. Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of the Night King, or not Night King.
I just saw a picture of it.
Lich King. What's his name? Whatever. The head man.
Yeah.
Nazgul. Okay. That's everything, right? You got anything else?
Yeah, I think so. No.
All right. Good stuff. I mean, for all the crap I had, I also gave a lot of good. It was a good episode.
Oh, yeah. This was a good episode.
There's just little issues that don't really bring the episode down that much, but they're just issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, really, such good lore, great fight scenes, bringing some gore to the show, which I needed. And, honestly, if you told me we'd learn about the elves, we learned about Mt.Doom, we had a huge fight. I mean, huge to the show. It's still 40 people. But yeah, the whole thing was a fight. All these things come into play. I would not have believed you. So
yeah.
Very good.
No, it was good.
Yeah. Well, that's about everything. Thanks for listening and watching. Please like and subscribe so more people can get it and see it. Thank you and bless you.
Yep. Peace.
Yes, please subscribe.